go vote, show up. From your neighbor to City Hall. Reach out, go vote, show up. Serving people is what it's all about. Reach out, go vote, show up. Frankfort Civic proud. Speak up, reach out, go vote, show up.
From Capitol Halls to Bourbon Balls, this is the City of Frankfort podcast. For the Frankfortians, we're swapping stories, spilling tea, and celebrating the quirks that make Kentucky's capital the best hometown around. Welcome to the City of Frankfort podcast. I'm Alex, and today we're talking about City of Frankfort After Five, a segment where we highlight activities, food, and fun in Frankfort. Today we're chatting with City of Frankfort's grant manager, Rebecca Hall, about her Frankfort favorites after five. Welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You want to tell us a little bit about your background? How you got here?
Sure. So I'm currently, my current job title is Community Relations and Grants Manager. My background is actually, I graduated from EKU with a major in journalism and a minor in English, which does not really scream grants manager and community relations, but through the years I've done a lot of those things. My first real job out of college was in downtown Georgetown in the Chamber of Commerce. So I've always had a love for downtown since my first job. And I've done various things, but most recently, before I came to the city of Frankfort, I was the Main Street manager for the city of Midway.
Cool.
So, and from there, I was there like 3 years and I came to Frankfort. I've been here 20 years this January. And I've done a lot of different jobs. A lot of different grants, a lot of different projects. I love my job because no day is ever the same as the one before.
Yeah. So when I found out I was going to get to interview you, I was super excited. And you know how much I love you and think of you. But you were like a beacon to my job. My first City Hall was my first job out of college, and you were kind of my like savior. You were kind of like show me the ropes and help me get through it. And then I was a new mom. I was pregnant for the first time when I worked at City Hall, and you were my like savior for things like I would run to you and cry or ask opinions so my whole career I've had you as part of I'll just ask Rebecca. So I was excited when I knew I was going to get to interview you. I feel better. Like if I walk into a meeting and you're there, I'm like, okay, things are going to be good. Things are going to be better. Things are going to be normal. But tell me what you think some of your like accomplishments, some of your notable projects were, you think?
Well, the Thoroughbred Trail for sure, just because it took so long. It was so complicated. You would think that just a trail to connect downtown with KSU would not be that difficult. But when we got into it, there was so much. Because it had been one old rail bed, but it was divided it was owned by two separate railroad companies. So we had to get deeds and purchase those separately. And there had to be environmental phase 1 and phase 2 to make sure there was nothing icky up there, which there was a little bit of icky stuff. So if you go through the trail, stay on the trail, please.
Just around where the railroad was
exactly.
Previously.
Yeah. Nothing too horrible, but just stay on the trail.
Don't eat the dirt near the road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was one big one. The new farmers market, I think, is going to be great.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I think it's going to be a great new home for them. I'm pretty excited about it. A lot of the trails, my very favorite park in Frankfort is Cove Springs Upper. I love that sky trail up there. I think it's beautiful. I like that they have the archery incorporated into that and the walking trail. And I love it when we have events up there so people can experience just the view. And it's just, I just love that. Any of my projects that we've done with parks, we've done a lot of trails. We did the one at Juniper. We've done the walking trail from Riverview down past Buffalo Trace. So just, those. And then, of course, all the sewer projects are very important. They're not as exciting, but
yeah, they're needed.
Yes, exactly.
I don't think the public realizes how like they hear grants manager and they're like, I don't think they realize how intertwined we all are. Like a lot.
Right.
My background is parks, so I couldn't do a lot of things I do if it wasn't for you. Like, you're our go-to for everything from trails to sewer. The public probably doesn't realize how intertwined we all are and how needed, especially
Right.
you are, for us to get things done like that. So
Right.
it's great.
And I will have to say, I've worked a lot of places, and the current staff, and of course, past staff members also, are just so great to work with. Just from parks to planning, public works, everybody is just so willing to help, and we have a lot of dedicated people out there.
It's better to come to work when you like
Yeah.
the people and they all kind of have the same passion that
Exactly.
they want to better their community. Yeah,
Right.
It's easier, isn't it?
It is.
So, segue, I hear that you have a nickname, Becky Busy Britches Hall. Where'd that come from? I know you're busy.
So I was talking to Blair about this earlier. I think the reason some of my high school friends call me that because they'll want to go do something, go see a movie or go out to dinner. And I'm like, oh, I can't because I'm meeting so-and-so to do this, or I've got to go here. I honestly think it's because of my age, because I turned 60 in 2025, and I have I still have elementary school friends that I do stuff with.
That's
I have
good.
high school friends that I do stuff with. I have college friends. I have lots of cousins that are close, and then, new friends that you meet, and then work friends, and then past work friends. So there's just always something to
That says a lot
do.
about your character, that everybody wants to stay
Yeah.
friends with you.
Well, also I have really bad FOMO, fear of missing out. Like I get this from my grandmother. We always used to say, if the wheels roll, she's got to go. And
That's you.
I have inherited that.
I do not have that. I don't care if I'm at this point in life. It's so funny. Like, I can't believe you just turned 60, which, I'm in my late 30s. But when I first started at City Hall, you were the closest one. I guess I was just right out of college, so everybody seemed old to me. But you didn't. I was like, Rebecca and I are the only young ones there. You know what I mean? So that's so funny. So you're the social butterfly. You have to tell me about nightlife. What do you think? What do you think Frankfort's night? Why is it different from Lexington or Louisville? Why do you think it's better than Lexington and Louisville?
I personally think it's better because the chances of me knowing somebody, knowing who's behind the bar or who's sitting in the bar
Right.
beside me, or who's going to like I'll walk into the Grand and see like 10 people I know as I walk down the aisle. And it's just, I enjoy that. I enjoy being surrounded by people that I like and respect and want to do stuff with. I don't typically go out to places in Lexington. And I will say this because, as I said, I'm a downtown girl and have been from a long, long time. I don't think my kids went to a mall until they were probably in high school, because that's just, we didn't ever go to the mall. We would go to local hometown places to eat, to go to the movies, to do whatever. So I think that's the difference in Frankfort and other small towns is you do see people and some people don't want to see people they know, but I'm not one of those people.
So they go out to them. Yeah. So you answered my next question. You feel like it's more local, or you feel like it's I feel like it's both. You feel like it's more local, or you feel like it's welcoming to visitors? I feel like we have both aspects.
I do think both, because I will tell you, and I think this was last year at the chocolate stroll, I was at Hauser. My husband and I were sitting at the bar having whatever, their chocolate stroll drink was. And we had a long, long conversation with some people that were up from Louisiana that
really
had just come up to do the Bourbon Trail, and talked from probably 45 minutes to an hour. So I think you get both of that. You get local, but then you have people that are, staying downtown or visiting downtown, and they're usually open, to have a conversation and say, well, where's a good place to eat, or where can we go?
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I love when I'm downtown, I run into people I work with every day, and I get to see them outside. You and Blair and whoever else I run into, and get to see them. But also, especially like when our guys are downtown working, Christmas decorations, things like that, and people from out of town will compliment how much they love our hometown, how much they love our downtown. And it's because we all work so hard towards that. I like that we have both a little bit. I like that I know everybody, but then we have visitors that come in and compliment and like enjoy being around us. It's a perfect mixture, I think. So where's your favorite place to go? Where's your favorite like bar or brewery to hang out in?
Well, I like them all. I don't want to play favorites, but I do love the House of Commons. It's beautiful, for one thing, and it's very welcoming. It's also one of my previous projects. We don't have it anymore because we've kind of taken care of all the big buildings downtown, but we used to have a grant called Downtown Revitalization Grant, which was a $100,000 grant if you were going to spend at least $500,000 with the rehab of a building. And I believe that was the second one we did. The first one was where Goodwood is, but the second one we did was where House of Commons is. And it was, I started here in 2006, and until House of Commons opened, that place was shuttered up and closed.
Yeah.
And it's right in the middle of downtown. So it was so
I didn't know that. That's cool. That's a cool story.
It was so nice to have that open, and it's as beautiful as it is. And also they have a great espresso martini.
This was going to ask you, is that your favorite drink there?
It is.
Espresso martini. I haven't had it, but sounds good. I'm going to have to try it.
And coffee, and it's all good.
Fun. Yeah. So would that be, like, if Frankfort had a signature dish or drink, would that be your drink, or can you think of, you can pick food too. I know we like drinks, but.
Yeah, that would be my personal favorite drink, but also I think there are several places in town that have a really good old fashioned here. House of Commons is one of them. I know Mortimer Bibbs has a good one.
That feels classy. You're such a classy lady. An old fashioned at a bar in downtown.
My favorite food in downtown is Serafini's tiramisu. I love tiramisu, and they have a really good tiramisu.
Do you try? Do you do all the burgers and all the hot browns during downtown Frankfort's week?
So for Burger Week, I think it was this year. Yes, it was this year. A bunch of us from City Hall went and did several of the burgers. My favorite was the queso burger at Mi Fiesta. I love Mi Fiesta anyway, but that it was really good. But I think you can't lose on all of them. They're great. Do you
do hot brown week?
I did a few hot brown. They're so rich. You can't hardly. My favorite, which I probably only did 2 or 3, but my favorite was at the Brown Barrel. Their hot brown was really good.
So I'm going to ask you some entertainment questions since you know the nightlife of downtown. What's the best live music spot if you're going to go see a band?
Well, I think it depends on what kind of music you like. I like a good open mic night because I like to see all the new, the local people that are coming up. I think Sig Lusher's has one. I think Rick Alley has one. I think Porter's have one. So I enjoy hearing the new people coming up that are kind of like testing the waters.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll catch somebody. I caught, I don't know if you know who this is, but Cole Chaney out of Ashland. I caught him one night in Georgetown, and he was probably all of 19 at the time. And now he's big on the national scene. So it's just kind of fun seeing those people, meet new people coming up. I also like, Mortimer Bibbs has, live music sometimes. I like when Liam's Fancy's down there. And then there's a JJ Mars that goes to Serafina. I don't know if it's every week, but every other week or so. And he plays a lot of 60s and 70s, Beatles, James Taylor, that kind of stuff. So
cool.
I just think it just depends on what you're looking for.
Cool. Do you ever have people that come in from out of town that you kind of take around? And I figure you'd be such a good tour guide to take them to try drinks and music and.
Yeah, I have a lot of people call and say, what is there to do? And actually a friend of mine had a sister's weekend where her and her 4 sisters and mom came in, and they're like, what can we do? And I'm like, okay, go eat at Serafini's, and then go have a cocktail at Mortimer Bibbs. And they stayed right over here. So they went over to Porter's and had a couple drinks over there. And then they went to Rebecca Ruth's and tried the bourbon balls.
So what would be like if it was an art, sort of like a cultural experience, if you weren't going to a bar to eat? What do you think they should do? Where would you send them?
I would catch what is playing at the Grand Theater. I don't know,
especially during the holidays. It's hopping for Christmas.
And let me tell you, we have seen Marty Stewart there. We've seen Robert Earl King. We saw a ABBA. What do you call it? Obviously it wasn't ABBA, but they were
similar
doing ABBA music.
Similar genre.
Yes. And it's such a good venue because it's not big. It's small. So you're right there. There's not a bad seat in the place. And typically you can meet the artist when you go. We also saw Sam Bush there. It's just nice, small venue, and they have some really good acts there.
Well, and the Grand will do pretty big, cool acts. And then they also cater to local, the local dance studios will perform. And I think it's just a great aspect to them. You
It
know what I mean?
is.
They're not too big to do either or.
And even if it's not live theater that you want or live music, they have their movie series. This the summer of 2025, they had the like 80s movies, which we went and saw Purple Rain, which I probably hadn't seen in the theater, gosh, since it came out, honestly,
Yeah.
in the 80s.
Yeah.
And The Big Chill, they just have a lot of fun. And again, holiday movies, they have a lot of, they'll show White Christmas or It's a Wonderful Life.
Yep.
It's just fun to go see those movies
The
in a
atmosphere is
theater.
fun and
Yeah.
warm, and it's enjoyable. So part of my job with parks is we really partner and try to get like art into our parks and into the community. I know you've been a big part of that, not just in parks, but in downtown Frankfort and all
Right.
over Frankfort. For public art, what do you feel like is the don't miss installation? What do you think people should definitely see? I don't have a favorite because I think it's all cool. And I love that we have a community that has so much art and cultural life like that. But what's your favorite? What's the top choice?
So my very favorite is because if you come to downtown, you'll notice that there are a lot of sculptures. Most of those are actually temporary sculptures that are on loan from Josephine Sculpture Park, and they kind of come and go. And they're always fun because they're always different and they're different artists. But my very favorite one is one that we got, we had made with a National Endowment of the Arts grant a few years ago. And it's the dragonfly on the corner of Bridge and 2nd Street.
Beautiful.
A gentleman named James Benedict did that. And because we didn't tell him what we wanted. We just said, look around, whatever, tell us what, you would like to put there. And he chose the dragonfly, and he said, this stuck with me. I've always liked dragonflies, but he said, dragonflies don't appear in nature until it's a stable environment. So I thought, that's so cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
So that's my favorite.
Yeah, we always try outside of our Capital City Museum. We always try to have an art piece, and people always comment, especially when we're busy. People always make a comment on the art, especially they've normally gone to eat or had a drink, and they walk to see the museum, this historic center, and they always comment on the art. And I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud that we have a community and a culture that, kind of instills that in people, and they want to be around it. Also, and I think that you and I have in common is events. A big part of my job at parks is planning, hosting, promoting, community events, which you're a big part of. You're part of most of my committees. You help with most all the events. You have a favorite? You have one that you're just really invested in?
Well, I like them all because again, I love a downtown event, any event, but, so I really have enjoyed the, Japan Fest. That's been fun. It was, originally at Cove Spring and then came downtown. And I think it was a huge success. And I just think that, again, introducing that culture to downtown is so important and just to the community in general.
There was a couple of partners in that event. The city of Frankfort.
JASC. I think that's
JASC handled it mostly this year.
And then, of course, Susie from Downtown Frankfort.
Downtown Frankfort.
But I have to say my very favorite these days is Witches Night Out.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it, but it is so much fun. And
I think that's the reason it's so chill and fun. After it gets going, it's not as maybe stressful. It's just fun.
So this year, I had some cousins of mine from Harrodsburg and some friends from Georgetown. And we actually got an Airbnb right on St. Clair Street. And, we just had the best time. It was just, I don't know. It's just everybody is just in a good mood and I bet you 99% of the people were dressed up as witches or some sort of Halloween costume, but it just was so much fun. Everybody.
Yeah, I'm here for almost every event, and I planned poorly and went to the beach this year, and I got the best pictures. I had FOMO. I don't normally, but I felt like I was missing out because everybody was having so much fun, and it was just the funniest, best pictures. The stories afterwards, even the staff just walking down the street were talking about funny things they saw, and I missed out. I had FOMO for that, definitely.
And you guys have a big part in that as far as the museum, right?
Yep.
That's
so
where
it normally
always
kicks
starts.
off at the museum. Yep. And then people kind of meander downtown and try to stop off at all the bars and try the cool drinks. And everybody likes a good Halloween party. So for it to be witches theme, you couldn't ask for any better, really. I think I kind of already asked you this, but if somebody was visiting Frankfort for the evening, take me on their journey, what would you do for sure?
So I'll tell you one of my journeys. So this year, I believe it was a makeup concert. I think it was part of the summer concert series, but it was the end of the summer concert series. It wasn't supposed to be there. The first one got canceled because of rain, and so then they had it at the end of the summer. So this was probably late August, September. And we had already been planning on coming downtown because it was a movie weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They were showing The Big Chill, which is one of my favorite movies. So we got here a little bit early because we knew it would be crazy busy. We went to Mortimer Bibbs and had an old fashioned.
Cool.
Then we ended up going outside and having dinner at Mi Fiesta, like right on St. Clair. So, there was music playing in the background, and there was, everybody you knew was there. And then we ended up going to see The Big Chill, and then ended the night at the concert, seeing the last set of the concert. So it was just a really nice, enjoyable evening.
You could show off our community.
Yep.
Yeah. I love that. That's cool. That's really cool. I'm ready to go downtown. I'm ready to stop work today and leave and go downtown and have a drink after this. That's what I want to do. No, we appreciate you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of my career, and thank you for helping Parks so much, because we couldn't do it without you. We can't wait to get out and experience Frankfort After Five. Fun nightlife. If you'd like to learn more about activities and events in Frankfort, you can visit Frankfort's website, all the social media, all of our partnering organizations, Downtown Frankfort, Parks has a bunch of stuff, City of Frankfort website and social media. Thanks for joining us this week. Fellow Frankfortians, we'll catch you again next week on the City of Frankfort's podcast. Don't forget to follow City of Frankfort podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and make sure you subscribe to our show feed on Podbean or wherever you get your podcasts to get weekly episode notifications. Thanks.
See you guys downtown.
Speak up, reach out, go vote, show out. From your neighbor to city